I've been very ill.
Well, you speak a beautiful English.
What do you say?
You speak a beautiful English.
No, I speak a good English, but I don't speak a beautiful one because the word, when I go to the state, I have some friend. The husband is a minister there, over there.
Oh, I see.
So I have a very good time when I'm in Washington, not now, I start to be old. And when I arrive to the boarding, I speak, and they say, I say to my man, black usually, you must speak slowly because you speak a bad English. So, he says, it's you are speaking bad English. Just know it's you. So I can, one time I miss my plane because I get a quarrel with the man.
Oh dear, right.
Because I speak the language I have like the whole English man.
Yeah. But so your husband spoke Russian, but presumably he wouldn't have had I mean, did he go to Russia?
Yes.
He did? He'd been to Russia? After the
war.
After the war, right.
He could go everywhere, he was in Denmark he has been by born.
By born?
Yes,
right,
yes.
Oh, I see, interesting. Distinguished, yes.
Oui.
Yeah. But your husband wouldn't have he didn't mind the fact the Russians were communists?
No, I know. And I didn't want to go to Germany.
You didn't want to go to Germany? Yeah.
I went one time where Hitler has his home, and
Berchtesgaden.
Yes, and the men, I couldn't stay alone 1 minute in the bedroom because I get like that, looking at everything. They didn't like us, that's true.
Wait, was there during the war something to do with fighting in Lyon with a cannon and with the liberation of Lyon?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Because Pierre his father was at the head of, with the people, the head of Lyon, but he was in Paris.
He was in Paris?
Yes.
He wasn't in Lyon?
His father had a lot to do. He was a very naughty man, not naughty doing, but all these people of Lyon, they did what they want,
Right.
There were Gillet also was from Lyon, and when something, and they were like that, and where Alcaze Gillet, it was a man who was killed, and because he went to see his love, his lady who he loved, and they say, but they thought it was a voleur, a
thief.
And it was not, it was because it was the lover of a young girl.
I see.
And they have done all that.
But did he know any scientists from Lyon?
Yes, a lot of them. I have Monsieur, he just died 2 months ago for how he's taking care of, he was a director of l'Institut, the Hôpital Pasteur. Yes.
Good.
It was there were a lot of very good people.
From Lyonnais?
Well, yes.
Yeah. All right, okay.
The souvenir.
Oh.
It's a gift for you.
Oh, you mustn't.
Yes.
Oh, no.
It's the golden medal the Pope gave to Pierre.
It's a gold.
Not to me, when he was dead.
It's a great honor.
Please, I wish I could tell you more, but anyway, you will like to have it.
Thank you very, very much. It's a great honor. Thank you. It's something which I will always treasure and show my students as well.
Yes.
Thank you, because I think
I have a lot of heart, because I must tell you the story of the family after the war of 1970.
Yeah.
The Lépine was living in Alsace.
Yeah.
They went away with the German. And when the war was over, one went to Strasbourg to make the foundation of the foundation
Strasbourg,
the other one went to Paris to do the foundation to to make the foundation of also a medicine university. So they start like that. They were cousins. The one who was for Strasbourg went to Paris, became préfet.
Oh, really?
Préfet. And he has been, he died during the last war, the last big war, you know, and he was a great friend of the King of England. So there are a lot of story about them.
George VI?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it was said, they were very friendly. Yeah. And the second one was my husband, great father, was stay at l'Institut Pasteur,
yeah.
And he has la cinquième, there were 5 big foundations, you know, one for a range over for something, and he has one of the fifth one, that's it. So there were left 2 branches, 2 parts. One of Pierre Lépine, the other of the préfet Lépine.
Mm-hmm.
And the préfet Lépine is very popular because he makes a lot of prize for the people who has found things and so like that. So in Paris he's very popular.
In Paris, right.
Yeah, that's it.
And the family is from Paris? Or from Lyon?
No, they went from the east.
The east,
from Besançon and this part.
And, but you met in Athens?
No, I met him, I met him in, he's a southern man. I was in Athens during excavation with my first husband.
Yes.
And I met him, and my first husband has been a very big hero of the war of 1914. And I married him. He was much older than me. He was, when I was 20, he was, I don't know, 51 or something like that. He was a very, very clever man, and I learned a lot with him. But of course, he died, so I married Pierre.
Ah, right.
That's it.
That's nice. That's nice.
So,
and where did you spend the Second World War?
Where? The second World, I spent it in Denmark.
In Denmark?
Oui, because I was going on holidays with my mother, and she was like a woman at that time, very, very smart lady, but afraid of everything, so we never left Denmark.
I see. Okay.
Because the first time she wanted to leave by the Russian, but we were in revolution and all that. They want to leave through that Germany. He didn't dare because they were in jail. After, I don't know, there always a reason, but we stayed 5 years in Denmark.
I see. Right. But during the Second World War?
Yes. Yeah. The Second World, Pierre went to Dardanelles to have some laboratory for the army.
The Dardanelles, I see. Right. Did he ever work at the university in Lyon?
What do you say?
In Lyon.
Yes, he has been in Lyon. Yes. It was a very town short, you know. That's what it's doing in Lyon. Nobody, people around mustn't know.
Right.
So yes, his father was he was at the head of
En français?
He was specialized on people who are killing and doing things like that.
All right.
You know, people, police, something like that.
Yes.
And so he was educated in Lyon. Pierre was educated in Lyon. And one of his friends died, I think, 1 year ago, because they have been in the lycée together.
Right.
So he lived in Lyon.
In Lyon.
Oui.
And because he spent am I right in thinking he spent the Second World War in the city of Lyon?
No, he wasn't. I was in Paris.
You were in Paris. In Paris.
It was before. You know, I'm sorry I have all the paper like that in the show. And I said to the boy, you take care of it, because it's not my business anymore. And they never went to take care because they have their own paper. Yes. So the maid said, well, we have to do it, so we give to the monsieur everything, and after you have finished. But I have to do it.
Oh, right. I see. So you've still got papers here?
I have a lot of papers.
All right. Well, it's very important. There is a wonderful archive in the Institut Pasteur.
Yes.
Beautiful archive, and it's very modern and beautifully run.
Yes.
And it's actually built with the jewels of the Duchess of Windsor.
Yes.
She left her jewels to the Institut Pasteur, and they built a library and information centre, and there they keep the papers of the
I will be glad to give it, but I don't like to, you can throw it away or you have to give it, you know. I really don't know what to do with it.
Right. It's very important that the papers are, I think, it's very... Did you study?
What is it?
Did you study at the university?
I studied very little. Yes, I do, because my first husband went to make excavations, so I went with him.
All right, yes.
It's for that.
Right.
And after, when I finished with the excavation, I took care of the things that Pierre to take care. So I have been studying about all the vaccine and things like that.
Right. Did Pierre Lépine know many Americans?
Oh my goodness, yes, because he went to Canada, and he has a share.
Oh, yeah.
And he has been, since after the war, he went every year, 5 weeks in Canada.
I see.
He opened the course of biology in Canada.
And did he ever speak about the Rockefeller Foundation?
The
Rockefeller Foundation.
Yes, when he needs some money, he asks.
Yes, he asked the Rockefeller. Right. Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, there was one of the officers was called Alan Gregg.
What do you say?
Alan Gregg from the Rockefeller Foundation. Dr. Gregg.
No, I
don't remember the name.
Because we didn't live. He has his laboratory.
Yeah.
Because we all the people who did science are very poor because they earned no money before. And during the war, at the end of the war, the maid who did the thing in my home, Pierre was paid the same thing but her.
Right.
So could you think? So he went. Things has been easy for him because we were quite rich. But after, so that's finished that time.
I see. Right. And there were at the end of the war. Do you remember any of the British or American officers?
No, at the end of the war, I was in Denmark.
You were in Denmark.
Yes,
I see.
I was 9 years old, and I was quite young.
Yes, I know. But at the end of the Second World War.
In the Second War.
Yeah.
I was 9 years in 5 years in Denmark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my mother was a woman at that time, and she didn't dare going from Copenhagen to Paris because she had crossed through Germany.
I see.
And she was afraid.
She was afraid, so she didn't cross.
Yes.
Right.
After, if she has been in this war, it won't have been the same.
Right. Did Pierre Lépine was he part of the resistance?
He went to have he went to the laboratory. He went to Turkey everywhere.
Yes.
Moyen-Orient. And had some laboratory, army laboratory.
She had an army laboratory.
And after he went to Paris and he worked here.
Right.
And at the same time he worked for the underground.
He worked for the underground.
Yes.
Right.
And when the the American has sent the list of the people they want to take to America because they didn't want to leave it them in Paris because it's very dangerous. And Pierre was on the list to be. So he knew he has to leave in 1 minute. He has, yes, they couldn't stay. If the Americans say you must take the plane and go to America,
yes.
You must go.
Oh, right.
But it was not easy with the family.
But he didn't go.
What do you say?
He didn't go to America.
No, they didn't do it. But
no, they didn't do
had
it.
make everything so they could take all the people, French people.
Ah, right, yeah, it was prepared. But then, so he had then links with the resistance.
What do you say?
During the war, he worked with the opposition, with the resistance to
yes.
it. Yes. What did he do?
I don't really know, because it was very secret.
Right.
And so, of course, people were asking to be secret.
Right.
But even when Oppenheim, all the big savants came here in my home.
Ah, right, really?
I have them all.
Right. Do you remember someone called John Thompson?
No.
A professor, a physiologist?
No, I don't. I say when they were Oppenheim, there were the man who has been the first in Mars. All these people have been first in Mars, went to Paris, and
yes.
Pierre had them at home.
Right. There was someone I know who knew your father called Keith Mant. No?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember them?
Perhaps I never knew.
Yes, I understand.
Because he was living more society life.
Yes.
And after when he went to Pasteur, it was finished. It was over the life.
Right. And
you have seen you have seen the photo. I'm going to give a photo to you next time. I'll show you. I'm going to have. He was a very big man.
Yes.
1 meter 92. It's really big. He was very cold. People was not very friendly.
Ah, right. He had great dignity.
What do you say?
I see.
He was a splendid man.
Beautiful photo. It's very nice. And he's wearing what uniform?
Oh, he has the big one with all the around.
Yes. What uniform?
There's a uniform of the Institute.
Of the Institute.
Yes.
Beautiful photo. Very distinguished.
What do you say?
Very distinguished.
Yes, yes. I'm going to put some. I didn't get the maid for you. You excuse me.
Yes, that's fine.
I'm going to the tea. I'm going to do.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have some photo of him, but I don't know where I put them. So I said to the maid, you have to find.
It would be wonderful to see some photos. I would love that.
But I don't know where they are.
I see.
Because I have I have been educated with the children of Monsieur Nortenstoff, who was a big family.
You're right.
Family.
Oh, I see.
And I've been educated with them during the war.
Oh, right.
And so I'm going there always, that's it. Right. So I love Denmark.
Oh, right, yeah.
But my mother took me back. I was 9 years old, and nobody spoke Danish here. So she, till 9 years, I spoke better Danish than French.
Right. Tell me, did your husband have a colleague called Renee Legrou? Professor Legrou.
So. Yes, I think
do you remember Professor Legrou?
No, I don't know. I never see them because he didn't give his party.
I see. He didn't. I see. He kept this. I see. Okay.
He has his yacht.
Yes.
And he's spending fortune about the yacht. It has his airplane. His own airplane.
Right.
He's spending other fortune about that.
Yeah.
And I have to get on with the children and the homework.
I see.
Homework, and I didn't do that, but anyway, I did something.
Right. I see.
He was not an easy man.
All right. Okay.
He was a spoiled man. He was very good looking. All the women were about him. So the children are very nice looking. Playing La Dame de Monceau movies.
Right. And was Pierre Lépine interested in philosophy?
Yes,
Yes,
very much.
yes. Did he know any philosophers?
He know who, if he know people.
Did he know philosophers or read philosophers? Who did he admire? Did he talk?
I couldn't
Don't know.
No, because if he's a woman where, how do you say in French? Where very, Pierre Lépine was very, he admired woman, but he doesn't think they have something in the head.
Oh, I see. Right. I see.
He was a gentleman of the 18th century.
Ah, right. I see.
And he only earned some money later.
Right.
Not a lot.
Right. And was that through his discoveries? Through the research work he did?
He was in l'Institut Pasteur,
Yeah.
and he went he traveled to find when there were epidemic.
Right.
To stop it.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
You know, and it was le Comité National de la Santé.
Right.
OMS,
Yes.
you know. And when it was where
Oh, thank you.
when in forces signing, the French organization sent him at the frontier of China.
Indochina.
Yes, and he asked the Chinese people to get in to vaccinate all the people inside the frontier, and the people, the Chinese said no,
Right.
because nobody's going to have that. Of course, they have it the same way.
Right. And I think later on he worked on polio vaccine.
But that's
Polio.
the last thing he did. But he has worked 20 years on polio.
Polio, it's very important work.
And he found when the American asked Saul to get out the vaccine, Saul said no because there were three virus polio.
Yeah.
Children. And Pierre said, I can't take off my vaccine because it is only good for 2.
I see. Right.
Not for 3.
No.
And Saul said the same.
All right.
But the Americans said, we don't mind. It's a national fléau, and we are going to take it first. It's for what he has the Nobel Prize. He want to be half.
Yes, of course. Very important.
I said, yes. But Pierre didn't want to give it.
I see.
And it was not a national fléau, you know.
Right.
So he didn't do it out, and so after 3 months he did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have to pass by Pierre Pig and so on.
Because he did a lot of, I think before he worked on typhus, the typhus, he worked on the vaccines for typhus.
For typhoid?
No, typhus.
Typhus, I think so too.
Yeah.
He fought against a lot of illness.
Yes.
20, I don't know, all you know, les oreillons and all that.
Right. What did you think of General de Gaulle?
General de Gaulle? I don't think it was exactly the same idea as the political way, but he was a big admiration of the man.
Right.
But I don't think it was de Gaulle wasn't scientific.
Right. I see. Right. There was another general, General Duroc. Le Général Duroc.
General Duroc.
Did he have any contact with?
Yes. It is François de la Rocque.
De la Rocque. Yeah.
Yes. I have some photo of de la Rocque on that side.
Oh, I see. Right. Because there was.
Would you like to have it?
Very interesting. It was a movement called Croix de Feu. Croix de Feu.
Yes, he was, but it was not. He was Croix de Feu, and after he has a lot of worry here.
Yes.
Because it was. I think it was too much of the right hand side.
Right. Yes. I understand. But it must have been very patriotic.
Yes, it was big patriotic.
Very patriotic, yes. Because and.
Do you like the tea?
It's Excellent tea.
Is it good?
Yes, excellent. Very nice. Thank you. And what did you think of the Vichy government?
They were at the Vichy Government. Some of the men out there, they were very clever. And the best government the French have, but they don't want to keep it because it's too left and right hand side.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But some of the men was extraordinary good to want to keep.
Laval?
No, not Laval. He has some brain, of course. But no, Laval was not.
There was Pétain and there was Laval.
Yes, I know. But Laval has. He was thinking, but he was not popular.
All right. It's a very difficult period of French history.
Oh, my God.
Very difficult.
It was interesting the way they were living.
Right. Who were your husband's friends at the end? Who were your husband's friends? Who was he friendly with?
Madame Austin?
No, your husband.
Yes.
Professor Lépine.
Yes.
Which scientists was he friendly with?
He has no friend.
No?
No. He has his boat and his student, that's all.
I see, okay.
He was not very, he was a very, he was more like a signor of the 18th century.
I see, right, I see. He did this committee in the Institut Pasteur. It's a very important committee.
Yeah.
On the this problem of medical war crimes. It's terribly important because they discussed how to do experiments correctly, the human experiments. So it was very important.
They're fresh anyway.
They're delicious. They're delicious. Would you like some more tea?
I have not finished.
All right. May I pour myself a cup? Thank you.
You must be an awful lady. That's all very good, all from Charles X.
Oh, right. It's a beautiful teapot, actually.
What do you say?
It's a teapot. Yes, it's very pretty. Was your husband religious?
No.
Not at all?
No, he was. The three children had been baptized.
Yes.
And when they were born, I said to them to be Protestant or Catholic, because he was Protestant. And I knew he wouldn't go to a mass every Sunday. So I said, I'm not going to two mass, I took once or so I took the Catholic.
Oh, I see. Right. So you...
Mais he has the respect of the religion, but he doesn't believe.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, right. Because you said he got a medal from the Pope.
Yeah, because it was the Pope had chose Pierre for the Institut Catholique.
I see.
And you see, for that institute, the Pope chose the people he was going to need.
Yes.
It was not an election with paper.
Right.
And the Pope has to know all the savants in the world.
Yes.
And when he needs something for the pillars for a woman,
yes.
So he took 7 people who could answer.
Right.
It was just as well Jew, Catholic, Protestant, white, black, yellow people. They didn't mind. The Pope didn't mind. So in Rome, you meet during 4 days, you meet the people more extraordinary.
Yeah.
I have been sit at the table with a Chinese speaking English and taking care only of mathematics. I couldn't understand a word what we say. I had an awful time.
Which Pope was it? Which Pope? Was it?
It was that one.
Yeah. Was it Pope John or?
That one.
Because there was the Pope John had been cardinal in Paris.
Yes. We know one of our sons had been baptisé par le cardinal Jean 23.
Right. It was him. And so did your husband know Jean 23?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
he was extraordinary. He was a very funny man because everybody thought he was a good priest of campaign for the country, and as soon as he was there, he changed everything.
I see, right, I see.
And next time we are going to have a black one, I think.
Yes, you may be right. I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, this Pope John is a very interesting man.
A wonderful man.
Yeah, very done.
When I went that time, my husband went first, when I received a medal, because he was dead. And the Pope, I went with the committee, and there were 2 or 3 women widow, but we were not a lot. And the Pope knew about everyone, and he could say a word about the work of the husband.
All right.
And he could speak any language.
Yes.
You were amazed. Well, I'm like that.
Really? Really? Marvelous. Excellent.
And people are very rude with him, I think.
I mean, the current but I understand how he is, because of course coming as he was Polish, wasn't he? You know, and but he's. I think Pope John 23.
You are from an Italian or family or an Indian family?
Oh, I see. I'm dark. No, my parents were originally from Austria.
Who?
My parents were born in Vienna, but on my mother's side, the family was Romanian.
Romanian?
Romanian, so
yes.
I think that's why I'm so dark.
I thought you were Indian.
No, I'm...
It was a compliment. I think they are very clever.
Right, yes, but no, it's Romanian, it's the...
Romanian. It's a more difficult. I knew very well, I knew the Romanian government because when I lost my first husband, I had to work at the Sorbonne to make in French, good French, all the thèses
oh, right, yeah.
of the student. And we have a lot of, we were about 10 or 12 students, and I did that work. It was very, they were clever, very nice, it was very nice to go as a work. And when the war was declared, we went all in a camion,
yes.
And we went to some castle, they have land, in Gascogne, somewhere
yes,
like that.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the way, the klaxon went, and we stopped with our bicycle.
Yeah. Right.
And stopped in, they say that Peter has signed that has signed the stopping of the battle.
I see.
And in that minute, half of the boy with whom I have been living 6 months, I didn't know them, I didn't go out with them, I was living with some boy during 6 months, you know them, of course. So, dress in German officer. And they put a valise out, I saw it on my eyes, out, they put like that, only with money. And it was the deuxième colonne.
I see.
And I've seen it. You couldn't believe it.
Gosh. Incredible.
And one of them has to, 2 or 3 went away because they were good. And that's a very funny thing. They travel with their all their sheet and the wedding dress of a girl, of a consul. And of course, they couldn't take, they have no room to take a stolen from Paris. And that camion was done for a student, it was not doing for a wedding dress, but anyway. And I have my, so at the end of the war, they know I have said so, but they were fools. They sent me a minister to ask me what I have been living with them. And I told that story, and they put it in jail.
God.
I didn't know that would happen like that. So I have been, l'histoire is so big,
yes.
Sometimes you think you are nothing, and I just say it's a word, or they put all their dress and things like that, and couldn't take room for the birds.
That's extraordinary. Had Pierre Lépine been in England?
Not very often.
Not very often, no. I imagine. But he went to America then, didn't he?
He was, he has a chair in Canada.
A chair in Canada, right.
Il a fondé la chaire de microbiologie in Canada.
Oh, right. Did you go to Canada as well with him?
Yes, I've been, but not in the same time as him, because of the children.
Oh, I see. All right, you never travelled together. I see.
We always we traveled twice. So the children were never without father or mother.
All right, I see. Okay. Yeah, it's very prudent. Yeah. Yeah. Well, things one has to think about.
Yeah, perhaps not now, because you can be killed as well when you walk.
That's true.
At that time it was a little dangerous too.
Oh, I see. Right.
And we were always afraid that they take the children as they take it, I don't know how to say, the children will be taken and they ask money for it.
Yes, kidnapped, yeah.
Kidnapping.
Yeah. Did Professor Lépine go to Germany?
No, not a lot.
Not a lot?
No.
Did he not like?
No, but it took a certain time before people can, the things are settled down.
To settle down, right.
And it has been very long to put some right, everything right in all this Procès de Nuremberg. So it was very long.
Did he talk about, do you remember this Procès de Nuremberg?
Yes, I remember. I was here in Paris, but we were, and Pierre has told me, the only thing I can say he has said to me is he said, I said, what was the most moving?
Yes.
He said to me, it was when I was in the bureau of the head of Farben industry.
Oh, I see.
And the man was there in dictation and said they couldn't take at that price any more people to work because they were not strong enough. They didn't do the work. Of course, for things they have nothing to eat. So and Pierre said that was the worst thing I mean. The man sit down like that with his cigar and make a dictation like that. It was awful, that shit.
It was awful. So, had your husband gone to Germany after the war?
No, I didn't go. I put 20 years before
yes.
going into Germany.
But did Professor Lépine go with the French army into Germany? With the French army? Did he, or there were French missions, a scientific mission to Germany?
I don't think so. I don't remember. But I say that he didn't like to go. A lot of French people were like, during 20 years they didn't want to put their foot in Germany.
Yeah.
And after it started again.
I think he might have gone to a meeting in 1946 about in Höchst of E.J. Farben in the offices of E.J. Farben. I think he was there.
Yes, he was there.
Yeah.
He said what's the worst thing he has to leave.
Right. And did he visit? Did he visit Nuremberg?
What do you say?
Est-ce qu'il a visité Nuremberg?
Non.
No, Nuremberg.
Yes, he was in Nuremberg.
He was at Nuremberg, right.
He spent 2 months with him.
Oh, I see. There was another person from the Pasteur
Institute. Judge.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yes.
He went in to see the carbon industry.
No.
And he has this letter. It's all.
I see, right. And there was another Pastorian called Balachovsky.
Who?
Balachovsky.
Yes, yes.
Do you remember Balachovsky?
No, I don't
Serge
remember, but I
Balachovsky.
remember there were 1 or 2 Pastorians with a name like that, Russian name.
He gave evidence at Nuremberg, Balachovsky. Yes. He had been deported, and then he gave evidence against the Germans at the big international tribunal, the 4th.
What are you doing with that work?
What am I doing with the work? To show how the British, the French, and the Americans got together to investigate and to prosecute the German medical atrocities and the abuses of medicine, and also to trace the origins of what people call the Nuremberg Code. The code which has got informed consent, the consentement éclairé, which was first formulated at a meeting in the Pasteur Institute in July 1946, which your husband attended. And there were a number of Americans, like there was a physiologist called Andrew Ivy, and there was John Thompson, and then later on somebody came, Lord Moran, who had been the doctor of Winston Churchill. And there was a series of meetings, and these meetings are very, very important in formulating medical ethics for modern clinical medicine. So
I think Pierre has met Churchill once or twice, but he didn't come home. I had at home, I have 2 of the American big, which one? Oppenheimer.
Right.
And very few French people saw him.
Right.
Because he was very like that. He went at home, he went in my home. Oppenheimer in the big salon.